most expensive items sold that don't actually exist. If you have ever played an MMORPG, massively multiplayer online role-playing game, or similar video game online, you know that some people can get a little crazy when it comes to that one item or even location they simply must have. What you may not know is that there are people out there who will pay a lot of real-world currency for digital items, and the amounts can get insane. Welcome back to Smooth Lux. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the most expensive virtual items that people have spent real cash on. Stay tuned and watch as this video will blow your mind. First up, Revenant Supercarrier EVE Online, $9,000. The purchase of this item comes with a rather sad story. A player decided it would be best to drop nearly 10 grand on the purchase of a special spaceship in the game EVE Online. The game has its own currency called interstellar credits, but they have real-world cash value, so when someone dropped 309 billion ISK on the Revenant Supercarrier, they clearly were not messing around, since that translated into a whopping $9,000. That is a lot of money for most people, but especially so given what happened next. Back in 2007, the player who saved up his money to buy the biggest and baddest supercarrier in the game ended up losing it to an ambush. That's right, the ship was destroyed and could not be recovered. It all came about due to the presence of a spy in his online group. They were led directly into a horde of supercarriers and dreadnoughts whose players were more than eager to destroy the most dangerous prize in the game. Next up, Zuzu, World of Warcraft, $10,000. Some people buy ships or weapons while others spend their money on characters. Zuzu was a character name of a level 70 Night Elf rogue character who was picked up by a player who went by the name Shax back in September 2007 at a cost of $10,000. This might seem like a simple transaction. One player builds up their character until they get to a high enough level to make them appealing to someone with cash to burn, but Blizzard Entertainment, the company behind the mega-hit MMORPG, saw it differently. The sale apparently went through without a hitch, but Blizzard came swooping down shortly after and banned the character from their servers just a few days later. Next up, Amsterdam. Second Life, $50,000. Online games have evolved a lot since they were first introduced, but one of the most popular ones of the early 2000s was Second Life. In the game, you created an avatar who lived and operated in a virtual world, which was not all that different from the real world. Case in point, they created a replica of the Dutch city of Amsterdam, then sold it on eBay. As you probably already know, Amsterdam has a bit of a red light district where adults do naughty things for money. When the game introduced a version of the city, it should not surprise you that to learn they focused on that district, which was one of the most popular sites in the game. What is most surprising about the sale of this virtual city is its cost. $50,000 to a lucky bidder believed to be in the Netherlands. There is not much else known about the person who won the auction, but we can imagine they have a certain affinity for beautifully rendered Dutch canals and streets. Next up, Crystal Palace Space Station Entropia, $330,000. Entropia is an interesting MMORPG in that it allows players to pay and collect real-world currency from within the game. This means that if a player owns something like a club that people visit, they can change an entrance fee, or if they own a large area like an island where people come to hunt, they can charge a tax. Some players have made a lot of money playing this game, which is why it holds the top 3 places on this list. For the first Entropia entry, we have the Crystal Palace Space Station, which is sold for $330,000 in an online auction. Granted, that is a disgustingly large amount of money, but for the person who purchased it, it was most definitely an investment. For every shop and transaction that exists on the virtual space station, the owner was able to charge a fee or tax. This allowed for a return on the investment. While the property was entirely virtual, it was purchased in much the same way as any large land acquisition. $330,000 might seem like a massive price tag, but the next item on our list is nearly double that amount. Moving on, we have Planet Calypso, Entropia, $6 million. When Entropia was launched, it all started on a single planet called Calypso. The planet was sold at an auction for a whopping $6 million to see virtual worlds. The planet was put up for sale by Mind Art in 2011, and through the deal, C was to undertake the management of planet Calypso and introduce 2 new planets to the Entropia universe. From that point forward, all revenue earned through various means and the planets would funnel into their pockets. $6 million may sound like a lot of money to spend on a planet that doesn't exist. But according to MindArt, Planet Calypso was home to more than $428 million in player-to-player transactions in 2010, the year prior to the purchase. This was definitely an investment for the company who intended to take over management of the planet. But thanks to a failure to follow through with all of their payments, MindArt terminated the deal later in the year and went on to sell $100 land deeds of the planet to whoever wanted them. With that, we wrap up our video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Do leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.